couple of the guys here don't want me to bring this up with you, but you wrote a column about Daniel Snyder's obnoxious stance on free speech. So I don't mind poking the bear and letting you just go for a minute or two.
Well, I don't think it's so much his stance on free speech. I think a lot of people, and Snyder included, because he wanted to feel that way, took the Supreme Court decision on the rock group, the Slants, sort of as an endorsement of the nickname. It wasn't in any way. All it was the Supreme Court saying what we all know, that free speech gives you the right to say things that are disparaging, gives you the right to be obnoxious. And I wrote the column to basically say, look, if you want to say that it's good that free speech gives you the legal right to name your team Redskins or name your rock group the Slants, that's fine. But you also then have to say that the Ku Klux Klan has the right to march, that people have the right to burn the flag, that Colin Kaepernick has the right to not stand for the anthem. I mean, that's one of the cool things about our country, is that I will defend the Ku Klux Klan's right to march or have a rally as much as I will defend Colin Kaepernick's right to not stand for the anthem. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree with that stance. And so people seem to be confused. And there was a guy who wrote a column in the Wall Street Journal that I referenced, saying, that all these people who are offended by nicknames, like the Indians, what's it called, Chief Wahoo, is it? I always forget. That, this is terrible, that, the left is always trying to say you can't do this and you can't do that. There's a difference between having the right to do something and something being right or wrong. Because you have the right to do something doesn't mean it is right to do it. And that's always been my position. And, if people want to refer to the football team in town as the Redskins, they have an absolute right to do it. And if I don't want to refer to the team that way, I have an absolute right to do it. And I think there's a tendency on both sides, left and right, to say, you have to do it this way because we think this is the right way. And all I was trying to do in the say, that's what free speech is about. The fact that you have an absolute right to feel the way you do. I have an absolute right to feel the way I do. And I think it's wrong to call a team by a name that in the dictionary is listed as a pejorative term. And I know there are a lot of fans who point to tradition, and I know it is a tradition, but fact is, slavery was a tradition, segregation was a tradition. Just because something is a tradition, that doesn't mean it's right.